Hey everyone, I'm Jen Mayer and I am here with our final midweek moment or small group extra for the 2020-2021 school year. Yay! And we're in the Go Preaching series where Father Mike has been breaking down what seems like the enormous task of inviting people to have faith in Jesus and to be active in the church into small bite-sized pieces. And the final part of that, I would suggest, is two words of advice: be normal. And I say that for two reasons. One is that often when we hear the invitation to go invite people to church, it makes us feel like we have to put on a different persona than we are, and it feels really awkward. But the second is that that's not likely to succeed anyway, that people will only do things that feel normal to them. So I want to ask you to just start by thinking about all of the different circles of friends you have. So think about your friends from work. If you have a spouse, your spouse's friends from your spouse's work. If you're a parent, you likely know other parents. If you're retired, you might have various social groups or service groups you belong to. Hopefully, you have friends from church. So that's like right there, five circles of friends, and I'm guessing that you probably have more circles than that you can think of. Now think about in those circles whether the people are mostly believers who attend church of any kind of Christian church, or whether they're largely kind of indifferent to faith and religion and church. And my guess is some of those circles are going to skew highly one way or highly the other, that they're not going to tend to be very evenly mixed. Um, and so, what I want to suggest is that um, rather than be the one Christian that walks into the group of non-Christians and goes, "Hey, it's awesome to be a Christian. Come be a Christian with me," and they all be like, "Wow, that's kind of weird. That's not who we are." And rather than be the like, "Hey, group of Christians, let's invite a non-Christian over and all gang up on them," and be like, "No, that's awkward. I don't want to do that." Um, that there's another way of approaching that. And that is through normal things that you like to do where you can merge some of those circles. So think about this, particularly if you're in a small group. What if you were to get together with some people from your small group around a common interest three or four of you had, and then you all invited some people that weren't particularly, that might share that interest, but might not actually be super interested in church or faith or belief. You would just have merged a universe where people would get to know each other. And suddenly, and hopefully, the unchurched people would suddenly get to know people for whom going to church was normal and not weird, and that weren't, like whatever stereotype they have in their head about what it would be like to be a believer can kind of melt away. Um, I think that would be a huge win. Um, just for people to know people, just for non believers to know people who are believers and realize that they are normal people. Um, so, what I'm proposing is that you think about how you can use the warm summer months to merge some of your universes around neutral topics of shared interest. And so it may be people that you like to go to the beach with, or it may be people that or you hang out with at the pool, or it may be that you like to go hiking and could invite people hiking, or that you're going to spend a lot of time at your kids' sports events over the summer, and so you get to start to know some of those people, and maybe you invite them over to your house for a barbecue, so that you actually can spend a little bit more time together. Um, But in all of those, what you want to do is you want to avoid um, the trap of having one Christian among a group of non-Christians or one non-Christian non-believer among a group that only talks about church, because that can be super awkward. and view it as an investment of time, but also in the sense of once the universes merge, then people will be much more open to the ideas of the people in there. And it will be much less awkward when you say, hey, a bunch of us, like our kids all go to St. Pius, and so we're going to go do an event at the school. Or, hey, like my church, like then it becomes less awkward to invite people to um, somebody's somebody's church service, somebody's event at church, somebody's service event. Um, and all of it is just slowly building up bridges of credibility and bridges of normality. So, for final thought, think about who are in your different circles and what interests they might share, where you might be able to invite a group of both believers and non-believers to just come together and just get to know one another as a step in this process. As I mentioned at the beginning, this is our last small group extra or midweek moment for the year. Feel free to share any thoughts you have on whether this was helpful to you or not, or any suggestions you might have as we think about what it looks like for next year. Thanks, and have a great summer.